get ready for some incredible dance acts performing pets and, of course, those infamous red buzzers as BGT returns to our screens tomorrow.
Yes, but before we meet this year's acts, today we're catching up with some of your favourite BGT superstars from over the years.
All right, first up. Paul, let's start with you. Do you remember that first audition now back in 2007?
It makes me feel really old. At
Yeah.
the point my wife tells me I'm right.
No, you're not.
But it's weird to think it's so long, but it still feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I actually felt that I didn't do a great job, but
What, on the day when you did the audition, you didn't think you did well?
I didn't think I did good enough. So I was quite amazed when I got through, and now more than 1,500 shows later, and I'm still doing what I love. So I'm incredibly grateful to the people that supported me over the years.
What was the circumstance of you auditioning? Remind us. What you Carphone Warehouse, but you're opera trained. Were you like you always loved it? Since
I'd had a certain amount of training because it was something that I loved to do.
Yeah.
But I never actually believed that I could do a job or a career where you love what you do. I thought that you worked in order to do the things that you love to do. And so now I'm in a very fortunate circumstance where I get to do what I love doing, and that's my job. And that's
the dream,
for me,
isn't
it's
it?
the definition of what success is.
But you almost gave up on becoming an opera singer before you did Britain's Got Talent, didn't you?
Well, I had a benign, very large benign tumour, and I was on stage in London doing a Puccini opera for an amateur company.
Yeah.
The weekend after I got discharged from hospital, I started bleeding on stage, but I said, I'll just change the dressing and just go on with it. And I just got back to work, and then I got knocked off my bicycle.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
I couldn't financially continue singing because I was paying to perform. So I'd completely given up. And the only reason why I auditioned was because there was a pop-up window on my computer, and I'd intended to close it, but instead I maximised it, and there was Simon Cowell stood in front of me. And I filled it out and thought, well, why would they pick you? You're old, you do the wrong kind of music. You've got such a great pace of radio. Why would they pick you? and so I flipped a coin, and then I thought, if it lands on heads, then I'll send in the application. If it lands on tails, then I'll cancel the whole thing.
And it
And
came
it
up
landed
heads.
on heads, yeah.
Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness. And
How has this changed your life? Like, obviously, you sing for a living now. It's what you do what you love. But this film made about your story, Taylor Swift wrote a song. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you can't write it, can
exactly.
Well, I'm now doing what makes me me, and so I feel successful. I'm still the same pain in the bottom that I always was, but I'm now doing what makes me me, and so I'm the most. In many ways, I feel like I'm the most lucky person in the world.
Yeah,
And you're
so
your
nice.
most authentic self as well, which is lovely. George, let's come on to you. I mean, going back in the day, you were so young back then. How old was you?
14 when I was.
And how did it come about? Did you even know you was auditioning for Britain's Got Talent?
I didn't know. So the first year, because I auditioned the year that Paul won in the first year, and I was busking. I was out on Market Street in Manchester busking.
Really?
And I used to get a lot of people that would come up to me, give me their number, claiming to be talent agents and everything under the sun. And this lady gave me a number, and I sort of took it, and she messaged me just saying there's an audition down the road. While you're dancing, go and have a look. So I wrapped up my lino, got me boombox, had a walk down the road. It was only when I got there, I was the last person to audition, and I saw the Britain's Got Talent flags when I got there, so I had no idea what I was going in for till I got there.
How crazy is that?
Mental.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how do you find the experience? I mean, everyone remembers that dance. It was so iconic, the dance with the rain. It was so brilliant.
Do you know what? At 14, you just sort of take everything on as it is, don't you?
Got no fear index.
Well, that's
do you?
exactly it. You're like, it'd be different if I did it now. If I could do it now.
I mean, do you not dance anymore then?
I do dance, yeah. I've still got it in the locker.
Have you?
But,
You pull it out sometimes at the club?
Not on request as much, but do you know what? Nowadays, it feels like I have to fill out a risk assessment.
You're like, I can't be
Do a
bothered.
backflip or an head spin, I'm thinking, oh, do I really want to do that? I just, listen, I'm in my 30s now, and life's different. Life's so much.
The thing is, when you're that age, you don't mind, do you? You take the risk.
Just chuck it.
Oh, I can do it.
Yeah.
But now, you've got to think.
I'm older now, and things have calmed down gracefully, nice, and but I can still do it.
I remember how hard our dancers had to work on the X Factor, and it's the same on Britain's Got Talent. They do not stop
Oh, it's
working.
a graft. It's a real graft.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a graft, and you have to look after your body, and you have to look after yourself. And over the years, just because I've been doing so many shows, I've not really looked after myself as much as I probably should. So, yeah, I feel it a little bit more these days, but no, I've still got it.
You acting now?
The acting, yeah. Do you know what? I never expected it. I did a couple of street dance films, and from there, it just sort of cascaded into a frenzy of acting jobs. But I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a slower pace, you know. It's less. It's still dog eat dog, but it's not quite as ferocious as dancing is. And I've been very lucky because I've done a lot of great jobs, a lot of great stuff. So, yeah, I enjoy it.
You're absolutely smashing it. And Sydnie Christmas, I mean, she spends all her time here. We know exactly what she's up to.
See you, sis. Lovely to have you with us, son.
She's always on this show.
I'm out my bedroom.
Sydnie, the thing is, when you decided to do the show, it was kind of like the last chance saloon, wasn't it, for you?
It was.
Where was you at the beginning before you decided to do it, and who encouraged you to do it?
So I was working at a gym, and I actually auditioned for BGT when I was 12. Didn't get it. I was dressed as a mermaid. I now know why. And then I auditioned on and off for 4 years, just sending videos. I was just really, really frightened. Couldn't get into town, into the West End, and I thought, right, let's go for it. I got brave. I got the email that I was going to go on to the judges, and I was like, right, let's have one last hurrah. Yeah, before I get my qualification to be an MT and work at the gym that I was working at.
And it was absolutely life-changing. You got a golden buzzer when you was on the show. That must have been incredible.
It was crazy.
It was unbelievable. And it's completely changed your life, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us what you're doing now.
Pretty much. So I'm currently on tour. I've got a show tonight. And then I've got my London show, which I'm really looking forward to, on Sunday. And then I've got another tour coming up at the end of the year.
So you've got another tour coming out?
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
That's coming out like October, November time, and then it goes on sale next Friday. I go to New York, I've got a show there. It's
your life, when you look at your life, do you ever sit back and go, I can't believe this has happened?
Yeah, I just go into floods of tears. Because I'm like, what? As if, like, thank God.
And he's working on this morning, the best show you've ever done.
Amazing. It's amazing. Doing all the Christmas comp stuff was just an experience. I don't know how you do it. I seriously don't know how you do it. Get the script and it's like, right.
I don't know how you do it. You work so hard.
Sydnie, it's a funny thing, Paul, you'll have this as well. When you're a singer, you go on those shows, it's quite often you're looking around in those audition rooms and going, oh, they're amazing, they're amazing, they're amazing. And it's so thin lines, isn't it? It's just who gets through, and, like, you can have one bad audition and you fail, and, you know, it's sort of... And I would say all those shows are a pyramid and one person wins, Simon Cowell.
He's the only one.
But you know what I mean? It's like there by the grace of God, you just never know, do you?
Yeah, never know. Even now, like, I go for shows and I don't get stuff, but that's normal. But what BGT done, which was so amazing, was I'm now on a stall and I'm like, hi, I'm Sydnie. And they go, yes, we know who you are now, so come in.
It's lovely.
Which is really cool.
Opens doors, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Definitely opens doors.
George is gaming now. Are you hanging out with KSI online?
I love it. I found it. You know what? Gaming for me, when I was younger, it was like an escape from the madness. It was like an escape from the madness. So I started streaming a couple of years back, and it just went crazy.
So you're making money from gaming?
Yeah.
So
well, that's the key, innit? Monetise what you love doing. And...
See, I'd love to do that, but every time I go on a game, I get battered.
Do it?
Maybe I could just be the worst gamer of all time.
You can't be as bad as me.
Oh, well, listen, guys, we're so proud of you and what you've become and everything that you've achieved, and we wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll see you around, young lady.
Back to your room.
Britain's Got Talent returns for a brand new series tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here on ITV1 and ITVX.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.